ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
And now for a devotional song. It will be sung this evening by Sanchari.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम भज प्यारे मन सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम भज प्यारे मन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान। रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राम पतित पावन सीताराम। मुख में तुलसी घट में राम जब बोलो तब सीताराम। मुख में तुलसी घट में राम जब बोलो तब सीताराम। जय जय रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। कौशल्या का वाला राम दशरथ जी का प्यारा राम। कौशल्या का वाला राम दशरथ जी का प्यारा राम। जय जय रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। बंसी वाला हे घनश्याम धनुषधारी सीताराम। बंसी वाला हे घनश्याम धनुषधारी सीताराम। जय जय रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। पतित पावन सीताराम। पतित पावन सीताराम।
ओम वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानंदं Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om. Adorations to Lord Krishna, the preceptor of the universe, destroyer of the forces of darkness, bestower of immortality. Om Shri Krishnaya Namah. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 3, entitled Karma Yoga. Profound insight into karma and how to turn karma into yoga. Prakriteha kriyamanani gunaiha karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. All actions are performed by the gunas of Prakriti. But if one's intellect is dull due to egoism, he feels that I am the doer. Source of all problems is I am. So don't look for problems elsewhere. To understand the role of Prakriti, let me reiterate. Brahman, the Absolute, alone is real. That's the essence of Vedas. But Brahman has magical power known as Prakriti. So Prakriti is not separate from Brahman, but like a magician who has a magical power. And that magical power is real for those who are deluded by the magic. It's not real. Those who are not deluded, those they don't even exist. Brahman alone is. Prakriti has three aspects. Sattva predominating Prakriti is called Maya. Though the entire Prakriti, Maya term is used in both ways, most advanced way. All Prakriti related is Maya based movement. But Maya in a more specialized sense is Sattva predominating Prakriti. Brahman, through Sattva predominating Prakriti, plays the role of creation. He becomes the creator of the universe. Vishnu, sustainer of the universe. Shiva, destroyer. All the three roles are played by same Brahman. And these roles are being played like a magician, who is always we give that type of a simile. A magician hypnotizes people near him. And though nothing is happening, the magician will say, look, there is a mango seed in front of you. And he shakes his hands like that. They're so hypnotized. Yes, we see it. Wait, tree is coming up. Oh yes, branches, lush leaves, blossoms, green fruits, cuckoos. The ripened fruits are falling. Pick them up, eat it. And they go on shaking their hands as if putting into the mouth, and they feel they are enjoying it. An outsider looks at it, nothing is happening. Outsider is sthit prajna. One who is enlightened comes to that level where all happenings of this world don't make any sense. So that's the role of Brahman through sattva predominating Prakriti. So first role is same Brahman is expressing himself in the form of creator, sustainer and destroyer. Any creation has three aspects. If you sow a seed, seed has to be destroyed in order to sprout come forth. As the sprout moves on, evolving, sustaining movement must operate. And it will bring about fruit. I'm just giving you different ways of understanding. Coming back to the basic point, Brahman through rajas predominating Prakriti. Sattva predominating, Brahman is controller of the whole world. Sattva predominating, the rajas predominating is called avidya, ignorance. Brahman through ignorance has the same, allegorically describing to you, like the sun breaks down into millions of reflected suns. And those reflected suns, each reflected sun follow its own predicament. No two reflected suns are exactly in the same state. Figure that out. It's not difficult to understand. And that's the role of jivas, souls. Every soul is a reflected sun. And the water in which you are reflecting is your mental process. And third aspect, the souls need to evolve through world of matter. Through Brahman, through tamas predominating Prakriti, turns into subtle elements which go through a permutation combination process and bring about all that is needed for the universe. All from mind, intellect, ego, down to a blade of grass. All this is called matter in Vedantic language. All is padartha. So that's how profound insight relating to yourself and the world you are experiencing. All actions are performed by the gunas of Prakriti. Now, as a soul, every individual works through mind and senses and physical body. And the illusion develops. I am the doer. Try to remove that illusion, because body, senses, mind, intellect, you have hardly any understanding of all these. Even beginning with just your physical body. Are you the ruler of your body? Not even for a single day. Ask your nails not to grow. They won't obey you. So, but ego-based mind says, look my nails. I'm giving a very humorous illustration. Ego develops the pride. This is my body. Not my body, this is me. Mind, intellect, ego, set, this is me. And whatever is accomplished through mind, body, that's my doing. I have done it. When things go wrong, somebody else did it. And the mind goes on developing strange impressions of success and failure. And that's the world process. Who is the director in your body, mind, set, personality? Not your ego. And that point itself is a profound topic in Upanishads. Who am I? Who is the knower? Who is the seer? And then you go through a series. How do you experience the world? Through your senses. The senses are described as light. What's the light that enables you to see the world? The senses are your light. But then what's the light of that light? If mind is not there, senses will be ineffective. Mind again in itself is not complete. Intellect has to be there behind your mind. Intellect is not complete. An ego is a false entity. As you begin to question where the ego runs away. You begin to question where the darkness is, darkness goes under your bed. So, ultimate answer, the divine self, the absolute self, is the knower, is handling all this mind, intellect, ego, senses, all your experiences in the three planes, in the plane of understanding, in the plane of feeling, sentiments, in the plane of practical reality. All that you are experiencing, all the three your experience is a blend of all these three, thinking, feeling, and practical experience. Behind all that, source is absolute self, Brahman. Now in this, another point, when you turn your attention to soul's evolution, two points become important. Soul needs support of Prakriti. Soul needs support of your body, your senses, your mind. Soul needs to have a physical house, a residence, a world to live in. All this the soul needs. And all these needs are presented by Prakriti, the Maya Shakti, which I was been describing, the magical power. So here we are studying the same source in two ways. Brahman has the role of revelation. Prakriti has the role of modification. Your body, mind, intellect, they go on changing in different ways. And depending upon how your body, mind are changing, divine awareness, who am I, begins to blossom. If your body, mind, senses are moving in a wrong way, the I am awareness will be extremely miserable. If Prakriti is flowing, this is called flow of Prakriti. Change comes in your body, there's a flow of Prakriti. Change comes your understanding, it's a flow of Prakriti. Your nervous system begins to change. Brain centers go through a certain modification. I'm giving you a little extension. So Prakriti goes on changing for the better. And as Prakriti rises, the divine self in you begins to come as if this movement, Prakriti movement, is called Arohan. It's rising. The divine descending. More in a simple way. A baby's role is to rise, to grow. Mother's role is to come down and pick the baby. And that type of mantra is behind evolution of every soul. You are depending upon Prakriti on one side and depending upon the revelation of who am I on the other side. And both are interrelated. Ahankar vimudhatma, but deluded by ego. One develops a state of absolute misery. The sun simply illumines. If it were to become enchanted by the rainbow and shed tears through the clouds, it will shed torrential tears. I'm lost, I'm lost. That's exactly the predicament of every soul. Believe it or not. All your experience of misery, of your past and future, is a play of your mind, thought waves of your mind. And a mind is a wave in the Prakriti. "28th verse. Tattvavittu mahabhavo gunakarma vibhagayo gunaguneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate." O great armed Arjuna, one who knows the truth about the gunas, modes of nature, sattva, rajas, tamas, the karmas. Every soul has become conditioned by karmas. Always remember avidya, kama, karma. Ignorance. Three fetters bind the soul. Karma binds the soul for the physical world. Kama subtle desires. You are bounded with subtle desires through your unconscious or subconscious. And behind all that, there is subtle impressions, samskaras. Samskaras are close to ignorance, avidya. In other words, understand three types of bonds have to be overcome by the soul as it attains liberation. Removal of karma granthi, the knot of karma. I will not go into that detail because we have repeated those and we are moving forward now. O great Arjuna, one who knows the truth about the gunas, the karmas, and the actionless self is not attached. Since he knows that the gunas operate among the gunas, all your experiences, say for example, you are looking at objects. In every experience of your sense function, your eyes are created by nature. Objects are created by nature. Your hands are created by Prakriti. All that you do are also in the realm of Prakriti. All that is happening is in the realm of Prakriti, not in your substantial state. Very easy understanding. All that is happening in your dream is in the realm of Prakriti. I am giving allegorical way. But while all this is happening, the reality is you are sleeping on the bed. You have not gone anywhere. Same it applies if mind becomes enlightened, then as if you have become awakened from the long dream of the world process. That awakening is not one day's matter. Each satsanga gives you a little touch of that awakening. Life is a progressive awakening. So you don't look for astrologer, when will I wake up? Spiritual aspirant practices 2 points. Understanding that I am not the body. The idea I am the body is based on adhyas, superimposition. Superimposition, the example is snake on the rope. Due to illusion, a rope appears like a snake. Due to illusion, you view yourself, I am the body. But if you go into analysis, deep analysis, your body, mind set is given 5 layers, it's like a box with 5 compartments. Your physical body. First, your mind must understand the body, physical body is or not. But don't be upset. It's a good news. So, nobody has held on to their physical body so far. And if you were to live, stay with physical body, enjoying A long, long life of 1,000 years. Not 1,000 years, even 200 years. Will that be desirable? I will not leave you for your imagination. So, negating the layers of illusion, all these layers are superimposed or superimposed on the reality. Remove the layers and the reality shines. It's called adhyas, superimposition. You remove the illusory superimposition, the reality is a rope. You remove the illusion of all that you see in a film show, then what is there? Only screen. Screen is the reality. Similarly, pure consciousness in you is your reality. All the time. Everything else the mind brings to you is a big illusion. But that doesn't mean that you can dump your mind in a moment. It requires going through satsanga, understanding the role of sattva. Sattva creates a channel that leads you beyond prakriti. Rajas and tamas go on blocking the channel. That's a simple rule. Tamas means holding on to gross impurities, just living for anger, hate, jealousy, remembering certain things, negative things of the past. No matter how many positive things happen, you just jump them. Negative things. That's tamas. Rajas, each time there is little thrill in your personality, discovery of energy and strength and success. The mind has now hundreds of plots how to enjoy that surging energy in the heart. That's rajas. Sattva gives you now, it brings a stability in certain degrees and turns your attention to your intrinsic self. Who am I? But that again is not all at once. Sattva gives that channel. If sattva is not strong, it will be shaken. You can do many good karmas and promote lot of prosperity. But prosperity is limited. Nobody takes prosperity from one birth to another or whatever. When sattva becomes overpowering sattva, then you begin to understand that you ask for God, ask of God not for worldly prosperity. Ask of Him to give you patience, compassion, forbearance, peace, serenity, and ultimately and most pointedly, bhakti, devotion. When you are developing these qualities and sattva is helping you to develop them, then that's the ideal development. With that process, no matter how long it may take, but you are not coming back into the cycle of birth and death. So your movement is constantly positive. Every day becomes your festivity. And your heart doesn't lack utsaha. Utsaha in your heart, and utsaha in your daily life. That also I've quickly said, but that's the ideal to promote. Prakritir guna sammudha sajjante guna karmasu tana Krishna vito vivandan Krishna vinna vichalayet. Deluded by the gunas of nature, ignorant men are attached to the actions arising out of the gunas. All that develops in the realm of gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas, all that happens in the realm of your mind, intellect, ego, senses, body, all that is Maya. All this changes, perishable. And from advanced point of view, they are like a magic show. So if you have all the worldly prosperity and gain without your internal wealth of stability, peace, compassion, and all those Daivi Sampat, all this prosperity means nothing. You are simply deluded by the gunas. The mind constantly planning, when will I be able to see Alaska? Hawaii. I have nothing against Hawaii or Alaska. Miami. Instead of being deluded by all these distractions, one must live for attaining enlightenment, liberation. Those who are in possession of the whole truth should not confuse those who have imperfect understanding. It's a practical instruction which has profound meaning. Instruction is, when you hear Vedantic teachings and you love the teaching and you have some insight, now don't open this teaching suddenly to people who have just joined to have a worldly type of experience and give them shocking news the world doesn't exist. Even the news of one or two near and dear ones moving away is a shocking news. Now the world. The world is going to be subjected to volcanic eruption. It will explode into nothing. I'm putting humor to it, but the idea behind it, in every type of communication with others, you must consider what you are saying, in what way that saying is going to help the person. You have to have that sensitivity to put yourself in the person's shoes and to understand how will it appear to the person. But those who lack that sensitivity they bring about a very disturbed relationships where there is no real internal communication. Coming back again, that point, if you are going to give some spiritual teaching to someone, you have to do it artistically. I will just give you one episode from Buddha's life. Buddha was relaxing in one of the ashrams, and his disciple was there, like his personal secretary type, very close disciple, who took notes of whatever Buddha did for progeny. And so one person comes, an aspirant, seeking guidance from Buddha. And that is, Buddha looks at the aspirant and talks to him and gives him the message that absolute reality is to attain nirvana. The entire world is zero. He puts his finger like that. Void. And work upon it. Mani padme hum. You are like a drop on a lotus leaf of your heart. Don't just stay with the heart. Let this drop slip in the shining sea of eternity, which is absolute nothingness. Nothing term is used for your common mind. Everything is defined as thing. But where mind itself is not there, then it's absolute nothing. And the disciple was so inspired. Touching the feet of Buddha, he went. Next disciple comes, and as he talks with Buddha, Buddha tells him, this world appears real, but it is magical. And therefore, you have to work two ways. Live in the world and at the same time go on purifying your mind. Ultimately, it is the mind that will lead you to liberation. But the world is very important, where you can do your duties well. Third person comes. Buddha says, you must do your duties. Don't run away from them. And fourth person comes, exceedingly hungry, and Buddha says, you will have prasad, don't wait for satsang. And the close disciple who has been noting down this, after all this happened, comes to Buddha and says, oh Lord, you have confused me. Your teaching is not straight. Give to one teaching, to another who gave another teaching. Buddha explained that people are in different stages If you tell a person who is running away from their duties for some type of the mental deviation, and then you start giving them all the philosophy without resolving the problem the person is facing, then your teaching may be great from advanced point of view, but you are not advanced to understand the teaching should be given according to the level of people. So that point, intellectual teacher wouldn't care, but real teacher means must match up with the people and their levels of understanding. The simple point, that's adhikari bhed. There is also another episode, simple parable. A disciple comes from a long distance to a guru, having heard his divine teaching, and comes to the guru, and guru says, "Are you ready to receive, to stay in the ashram and do some seva work?" The disciple says, "Oh Lord, you have so much power, you are omniscient, omnipotent. Why do you have to push me into this seva work?" Just keep me enlightened. The guru looks at his face. All right. Tomorrow, Guru says, I'm going to come to your home and take viksha from you. I will take food in your home with you, and after that I will give you what you want. Now the disciple waits, prepares all types of wonderful foods. The Guru is coming and he will give enlightenment. Thinking of all the miserable people who didn't get enlightened. They fell for doing karma yoga. So the time comes, and now the Guru comes with his begging bowl, besmeared with some mucky, smelly thing. And he plays, "Oh disciple, bring whatever you have cooked." The disciple says, "Oh Guru, let me wash your vessel. Then I will give you." He said, "No, I don't have time. Just give me." Also, don't separate those foods you have done. Put everything, dump it. Disciples, "Oh Guru, that's not possible. I will not give such wonderful foods I have done in your smelly vessel. You want, I can give my vessel to you." "Oh no, this is my sacred kamandalu." And the disciple concluded his argument. The Guru said, "I have the same argument with you. How can I give the wondrous teachings in a vessel of your mind that is filled with onion, garlic, and rotten stuff?" So just like you are saying, allow me to wash my kamandalu, my vessel, I am asking the same thing. Allow me to wash your mind. Prepare your vessel. That's the function of sadhana. That's the purpose of Guru's guidance. So those who are in possession of the whole truth should not confuse those who have imperfect understanding. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasyadhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigatajvaraha. Having surrendered all actions to me, with your mind illumined by spiritual vision, you should fight without desire, free from the sense of mindness, and devoid of the fever of mental worries. Now, there are three basic points. Perform all karmas, all actions with sharanagati. Sharanagati means surrender to God. Simple understanding, your life, your body, your mind, all is being handled and manipulated or directed by God within you. Not ego doesn't do that. So, develop a sense of that, just like you are sitting in a train. But now you don't have to carry the luggage on your head. Develop a sense that you are being already sustained. That's called Saranagati movement. You don't carry the luggage. You just sit relaxed, do your duty, and enjoy relaxation. So, Saranagati. Second point, Saranagati must be promoted by your sanamati, your good understanding. You must understand that your body, the world around you, all this is being managed by God. And you are a ray of God. Again, three stages have to develop in you depending upon your level. First stage, this comes from the Ramayana, where Rama had asked Hanuman, how am I related to you? And Hanuman said, Deha buddhya tu dasoham. As long as I am identified with the body, I am a slave, you are the master. But when you develop the idea you are a soul, as a soul you are a ray of God. And therefore there is no limit of your illumination, how much you can draw from God. You grow in the image of God. And third, tavaivaham, soham aham brahmasmi. That whole process begins with Sharanagati and ends with absolute union. And third point is Swadharma. Do not move away from your duty. There is no need to, because God within you, once you know this is the path of truth, path that is matching up with your sincere aspiration. Under good guidance, you must understand the role of sincerity. Then do not swerve from it, do not move away from it. But while doing your swadharma, nirashir, no expectation, don't hold in your mind, since I am doing this, I am going to get wonderful laddus. I am joking. I am going to have wonderful result of these karmas. Not that way. Wonder result is your union with God. Nirmamo, another point. You go on stripping yourself of the sense of possession. These things are mine. They belong to me. Who is this me? Me is the monkey. Monkey riding on your head. And you are giving monkey all the credit. Bigat jwara, another point. Do not start burning up by your anxiety, by your impatience. And yuddhasva, fight. Fight term, Sanskrit word is yuddha. Yut, unite with dha, dharma. Don't be shaken from the pursuit of dharma. That's called yuddha. So if it is in your line of duty to do anything, whatever you do, it is dharma. You are fighting the battle. Estoy luchando. And with this I am concluding. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.